For everybody who's interested in still buying these Sears bonds, it can be a little bit of a process. So I put together this little guide. This is just my experience, how I've been able to do it. There may be other ways around it, but this has been golden for me and for others so far. The only place I know to get them is on E-Trade. So of course you have to set up an E-Trade account. You need to link that account to your bank, wherever you want to pull in money from. And for me, it did take a little while, maybe a couple of days, to get the funds actually into my E-Trade account and then accessible under the purchasing power amount that they show you every day. Like, hey, here's how much money you have to spend to purchase these bonds, et cetera, et cetera. So once you got your account set up, the process of buying these bonds is that we're going to request a quote from someone who's willing to sell the bond. So once your transferred money is available to invest, you're going to go just to the E-Trade menu there at the top, and you're going to select trading, and then there'll be a drop down, and you want to select bonds and CDs. That is going to take you to E-Trade's Bond Resource Center. And from here, you're going to go under Tools and Resources. That will take you to Bond Tools. And the tool we want to use is the Quote Request tool. And once you've gone into the Quote Request tool, you will come to this page. This page is going to become familiar to you. This is where you're going to, in this section, select the account you want to use. Perhaps you set up a Roth account for this, or you might have an individual account or something else. You're going to pick which of your accounts. You may only have one account. It makes sense. I ended up with two. But so from here, you're going to select which account you want to purchase from. And under here, you need to let them know that you want to get a buy quote because you want an offer from somebody because you're trying to buy it. And then down in this third blank, you're going to put the QSIP. And a QSIP is just the ID number, essentially, for the particular bond. Now, in this document, which I will give to Bear, and he will make available, hopefully, somehow to you guys, or just freeze the screen if you don't have it, have the PDF of this document. These are some of the QSIPs that we've been buying. So you just copy and paste or transfer the data in to get the QSIP. Once you put the QSIP in here, this section over here on the right is going to change. So the section over here on the right, this is going to reflect information about recent trades on that particular QSIP, that particular bond ID. And that's important because the different bonds have been trading for different amounts and stuff like that. So notice once you put the QSIP in here, this will trade to give you the trade activity about that particular QSIP. You copy paste a different QSIP, all this information in here will change. And we're going to get to what this is about in just a sec. So this is just a close-up of the last screen we were looking at. So this is where you put your account number. You said you want to get a quote. You put in your particular QSIP. Underneath here, you're going to put the quantity. It's weird. They have a comma with 3 zeros behind it. I don't know why. Just put the number you want. If you want 5, put 5. If you want 25, put 25. That's just simple. Don't get confused by the rest of that and the way that they display it. Okay, and as I said, when you put a particular QSIP in, you're going to get recent trade activity for that particular bond type. So it'll give you, hey, on this date, this many were sold, they sold for this price, and this is who bought it. This was dealer to dealer, this is the customer purchase, and these are the prices they sold for. So somebody got 1,000 bonds and they paid 1.150. Another note about this, the prices and the way they have the prices listed here is a little different. 1.8, for instance, means $18. 1.1 means $11.40 or something like that. I don't know why they list it like that, but that's what this is. So if it says 1.1, that's like $11.40, something like that. So just keep that in mind. I don't know why it's like that, but that's what this is about. So once you put in the quantity that you want to get of a particular QSIP, then you're going to be able to preview the quote request that you're submitting. So when you hit that preview button down in the lower right, again, this is just a close-up of this. So all we did was put the stuff in, put the quantity in, we looked at what they've been selling for. We're going to hit the preview button. Once you hit that preview button, you're going to come here. You're going to preview the quote request that you made. And it's going to tell you how many and what the QSIP was and all that. I would like to, then you're going to hit the place quote request there. And then it's going to say, okay, you made your quote request. Now, at this point, you have not committed to buy anything. You just said, hey, I'm interested in this Q-sip. I'm interested in this mini of that. How much will y'all charge me if I want to buy it from you? We're just putting a request out in the world to find that out. Then you're going to hit, or this is what I always do, I like to hit view order. Now, a special note, it says up here, you're going to repeat the last 3 steps, steps 4, 5, and 6. You're going to repeat those for any other Q-sips. So if you put in, we had all these Q-sips here. If you want to compare prices and see which one is more expensive and stuff, you're going to, plug it in and see what it's selling for, plug it in, see what it's selling for, all that. You're going to do it for each one. And then place as many quote requests as you want to place. Then, once the quote request has been placed, you can hit view order. So this is going to take you to a new place. So now we're on step 3 of this whole purchasing process, which is we're going to field the quotes. We set up our account, we asked for a quote. Now we're going to field the quotes that come back. And you're going to see something like this. You're going to be taken to this place and it's going to say, okay, the status of this quote request is that they're still collecting offers. They went out and said, hey, somebody wants to buy this kind of bond and they want to buy this many of them. How much are y'all willing to sell it for? And there's like a 10 to 15 minute window that they will collect quotes for. And so you kind of have to set an alarm or be hanging out or maybe be putting other orders or whatever while they're going out to collect the quote for you. And then once you get their offers back, this little section, so this is here, this little section right underneath here, this bottom line, ends up changing and it'll have some information in it. It'll be something like this. And this is essentially telling you, this is the price we were able to get for you. So in this case, I got an offer to pay $29 essentially per bond plus $1 commission. And then it gives you an expiration time. How long do you have before you need to buy this before the offer expires? So the time here is always in Eastern time. So if you're not on the East Coast, you have to translate that to whatever your time is. And so this is what you're going to look at. And for each one of the quotes you've got back, you compare that bottom line, like which one of these is the best price with least commission. Sometimes these commissions are $1, sometimes they're $2. They change. And you're going to want to see, of course, where you're getting the best price. And then when you find the one that you like, it's going to be pretty simple. There'll be a buy button on here. You're just going to press buy. And I will also say, do check back even after you press buy and it says you got it. Do check back into your portfolio to make sure that it's settled there. Sometimes, for some reason, I had it happen. It only happened one time where I pressed buy and then it didn't really show up like I expected it to. So just to be double safe, make sure it shows up in your actual portfolio. I'll show you how to do that on the next slide, which is our last slide. Hopefully though, if it seems like a lot, and I know that it kind of might, you can call the people at eTrade. I had great luck with them. They were very helpful walking through things and let me know how to get it done. So I found them very helpful. And this is the last slide that I was telling you about. So once you've said, I want to buy it, and it said, okay, great, everything went through, give it a couple minutes and then check your portfolios, which is simple. From the main eTrade tab menu, you can check accounts, portfolios, and then you want to check your positions. And there'll be a grid down here showing all of your positions, all the bonds that you bought. It'll say the date and time, so you'll know, oh yeah, this is the one I just did, and all that. And that's everything I know. So good luck. I hope everybody who wants in gets in, and cheers to Sears. Thank you, Eric.
All right, thank you. All right, I think we're good. Unless you have some more questions, go ahead, Blair.
One of the things that I think is important to know about that, Adrian, is that so many people are on a Sunday or on a Saturday, Blair, I can't find these bonds nowhere. And please, could you go over the hours, Adrian, please?
That is an excellent point. And I don't know the hours by heart off the top of my head, but I do know that they are running on East Coast time. And Eric, maybe you know the hours that the bonds are running, but the bond desks are kind of, in my experience, they're open during about the same time that stocks trade on the stock exchange in New York. So it seems to be, everything seems to be running on East Coast time. So it's like, I've been up with before, I think at like 6:30 in the morning here in LA, and it's finishing like around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I'm gonna have to look it up for you, but that's a great point. And this is something like, if you're interested in doing this, get on it this second, because you gotta get your money transferred over, you gotta do your stuff, and it can take a little while. You kind of have to sit and wait for the the offers to come back and all that kind of thing. But I'll Google for you guys while you're chatting and see if I can find exactly what the hours are. That's a great question.
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead, Blair.
A normal rule would be like Monday through Friday business hours per se. Right. I think that I know on this side the bond market closes 30 minutes after the stock market. So the stock market on the West Coast closes at 1 o'clock. The bond market closes at 1:30. So on the East Coast, I think it's about 4:30. So you know the best thing to do is get the order in early if possible. That's the best way to do it. Exactly.
Yeah, I go with what Eric's saying. I don't see anything really specific about the bonds that I'm just finding on a quick search, but definitely this is a Monday through Friday thing. If you put an order in on a Sunday night, they'll tell you even on the little thing where it said, like, where I showed you how it said how long they'll be collecting the bids. It'll tell you this is going to happen 8 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern time or whatever. So even if you try to do it in off hours, they're going to tell you, okay, we'll get to this when we come back to the office. So definitely more of a Monday through Friday thing. And just if you want it, just get in and roll up your sleeves and be willing to do the work. Call E-Trade at their number and say, hey, what are the best hours? What time do you think I should get this in? You know, talk to people and they should be able to even give you more specifics than I know.
And if I may, for the newbies that haven't even opened up an E-Trade account before, when you create an account, that's one process. When you attach your bank and then send the funds to your account to fund it, that's another process. Sometimes that might take 2 days, 3 days or so. So just kind of have that in mind too. And
100%.
that's all I got. That's all I got. E.
Okay, I think we're good to go. On this part of the Zoom, let's stop recording.
Gotcha. Hold on 1 second.